So recently, Ilford released a new film, Ortho Plus 80. They were saying that it's very good. It's a very good film meant for landscapes. They released it in both 35mm format and 120mm format. I believe it already existed for large format, but they kind of made like a high resolution copy for film negatives. In this case, I don't really have a lot of landscapes around me, or many grand landscapes. It's all just pretty much just flat around here in Fort Worth. So what I was curious to see how it would handle street photography. So that's exactly what I did. I headed to my local lab. I saw that they had a few of them in stock, snatched up a roll, and then a 35mm format roll, I should say. And then I headed into downtown Fort Worth to do a little bit of street photography with it. ISO 100, 5.6 is my aperture, and then I'm just doing 500ths of a second. So just a little bit more info on the new film coming straight from their website. It looks like it's a orthochromatic black and white film. It's supposed to give you great film potential with fine grain and exceptional sharpness. That's according to their website here. It's ideal for landscape, like I mentioned, because the blue and the green sensitivity in the emulsion, it means pretty much handles blues and greens very well, and then the lack of red means that the reds and oranges, warm tones like that, are rendered a little bit darker. It is ISO 80 rated. I shot it. I believe I shot my roll at ISO 100. I was a little bit worried. I was a little bit intimidated because it was I was shooting everything at ISO 100. I'm so used to shooting most of my street stuff at f8, f11, even f16 with speeds of 400, maybe 200. So my shutter speeds are usually around 500, 250ths of a second. But for this one, I had a shoot aperture. I think it was around f4 to f5.6, and my speeds were hovering from 1/25th of a second to 1/250ths of a second. So it was a little bit challenging. But once I saw my scans, I completely fell in love with the results. The photos, the images look so sharp. They look so finely contrasted. The grain is barely, you can hardly even tell that there's grain. It almost looks like a digital file. Alright, so this is like extremely backlit. As you can see, the sun is like hitting right in my corneas. So we're gonna shoot into it, so I guess we'll see what happens. Ah, my eyes. I had to shoot that blind. as far as it being a slow film, I didn't really find issues with that at all. I thought it handled the streets very well. I was looking for high contrast lighting situations, so strong highlights with strong shadows, so I can kind of have my speeds up to a manageable 2/50ths of a second. There were a couple situations where I did have to shoot at f1.7 to get a decent exposure, which you'll see here in these images. So I have about 6 shots left. I figured I don't have any landscapes around me, so I figured a cityscape. Yes, fuck that train. All right, so that's the shot I'm making here. Here's the view through my viewfinder. I threw on my 135. Let's see if we can get the little preview. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm at currently f11. It's metering for about 1/60th of a second. I rated the 80 at 100. Cable release to avoid any kind of shake. But yeah, let's take a look at the shots. But yeah, those were my first impressions of the new Ilford Ortho Plus 80. Definitely gonna pick up another roll, maybe even 2. I really enjoyed the way that my images came out. I really enjoyed the look and the feel to the photographs. But yeah, let me know if you shot the new this new film yet. I've heard that there's other films that are being brought back. Rumors about new films coming out, so that's very exciting. But yeah, just let me know what you think. As always, thanks you for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.